Hello guys, welcome to our second video of our channel. And today we will be discussing about one topic which is in trend now also. So, the topic is, should India invest in bullet trains or in maintaining current railway systems? So, Dev, will you start or should I?
Okay, so I'll start, and I think India should start investing in bullet trains because there are several reasons. So one of the major reasons is that the crowd management in India is very low because of the increasing crowd standards and the population of India is increasing, and the current railway systems are not able to cater those, and so the people are moving towards the to flights and airplanes, and I think bullet trains will be a greater alternative for that because we travel in flight only because of saving time, and it is more costlier. But in trains, if we see, it is more comfortable, and but just the problem that exists is the time. And if we opt for bullet trains, then it will be very faster, and it will be a greater solution for the expenses that people pay for flight tickets. So one of the reasons is this. The second reason is that India will not be the first country to opt for bullet trains, and as other countries have already developed the solution, an optimal solution for bullet trains, and they have the mechanism ready. India can collaborate with them and just bring the technology to India, so that will be a better better onboarding of technology rather than doing research and investing on research and then developing it. So for example, that Ahmedabad and I guess it's like India
Mumbai.
has adopted, yeah, Ahmedabad Mumbai route that India adopted from Japan, and like they've imported that bullet train and they are building it. So that is a very good initiative because it didn't take so much of time. Like in the time of building, it is taking a bit of time, but the research and the initial cost was not that much that Japan has had to pay when they started to develop it. So that is the second reason, and I think the third reason can be that uh, already we are like India is trying to maintain and try to make the better facilities of Indian train system, but they are not able to like make it at a good standards like other countries or something like that. And also, India's government is moving towards privatization of the railway systems, so it is better to make the standards so high that it can be competed to the global level. Like if a foreigner or if a abroad person comes to India, it sees the quality of the transport that can be there in India rather than these dirty trains that are trying to be maintained but are not able, but India is not able to. So my point is that India should start to invest in bullet trains rapidly, and they should allocate some budget to the existing railway system, but uh, more of the budget should be invested towards the development and towards the technological and trying to develop it more. Yeah, so that's my point.
Okay, so as we have already mentioned, all the pros and cons, and few cons also of bullet train. So now I will be talking about that. You has have considered the India top 10 population who can afford the prices of bullet train and the ticket fares of bullet train, because if you are comparing the global standards, you are mostly comparing with US, Japan, or Europe, but you are not seeing the countries which are similar to India's population or dynamics and also economical constraints like Indonesia, you can see, and Southeast Asian countries, Brazil, Argentina. These type of countries have a similar population dynamics and economy to India, and those countries are not currently highly investing in bullet trains. They are rather investing in maintaining current systems, because if you see in India also, there are many incidents where we have seen that accidents of railway system where not systems also, and trains failure or train failure also, where many people have died, and recent Odisha case also. So the need of the hour is the mostly develop, not develop, maintain the current systems, and uh, Japan has also gifted one bullet train to India for that route, but cost will be still very high compared to maintaining current system, because for bullet train to first develop the tracks and then clearing the track lands for the bullet train station and tracks, then importing or buying that bullet train, and then uh, considering that people will be able to afford the ticket fares of bullet train, that will be really a huge consideration and a huge investment that will be needed. And also, in regard to maintaining, India is also maintaining rapidly, very rapidly. That India has almost have removed many sleeper class coaches from express trains and high speed moving trains. But still, a lot of improvements is needed because we have in India, we will be needing trains in almost every part of India, and for bullet train, we will need many infrastructure which is not present in most of 90% of India. So highly investing in bullet train and allocating some budget to maintaining railway system will be very huge deal, which India is not currently in that not currently in that power to take. So, my opinion will be only to currently invest in that systems, and also if we are talking to support India's economy and future needs, India will be more be needing that goods train because freight transportation and for manufacturing, if India is aiming to beat not beat but compete with China and beat that South Asian countries, Southeast Asian country, Vietnam, and likes of other countries. So India will need to much invest in those parts like freight trains, and India is also currently building a golden corridor where from Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata to Chennai, where they're building a double freight corridor, and so yeah, we will be needing a much more investment and much more focus on those parts rather than a bullet train, which is also very good for India because in Europe or in US, we can see that people can travel in very less hours to very far distances. But India will still just like recently, you guys are already known about our internship. So in Hyderabad, I have checked that the distance between duration of the train from Kolkata uh, to Hyderabad is nearly 28 to 30 hours, which is still
More than one
very
day.
huge difference compared to other likely powers of India. So yeah, any counter?
Yeah,
Yeah, or
so
any
like
opinion?
you mentioned that India has already been removing some sleeper classes trains, and like they have been trying to adopt to some better technologies. So why not to like advance to a better and a good standard of trains? Like for example, that you mentioned that a basic train takes 28 to 30 hours from Kolkata to Hyderabad. But if you take a flight from Kolkata to Hyderabad, it will take max to max 2.5 or 3 hours. Like from anywhere to anywhere in India, it takes 2.5 to 3 hours. So the ticket cost of flights are way higher than trains. But if we find a middle thing in the between, like that bullet train tickets will be a bit higher than the normal trains, but it will be similarly lower from the flights. So it will be a better alternative for some people, like majority of the people, because I think as the GDP is growing, as the per capita is growing, so if in the starting there might be some backlash, like the tickets are cost are high, but eventually when people are also traveling with flights, because we see that the flights are overbooked and these kinds of things are happening. So then there are crowds that will be opting for bullet trains rather than for flights. And also, I guess that if India invests and tries to come up with a Make in India campaign for bullet trains also, then it will be more cheaper to maintain it and to bring like subsidized tickets for people. And I think because the quality of the trains that currently exist are not that good, people also don't respect it as much as they should. Like the trains are getting dirty every day and they are getting cleaned every day. Then too, the people are not respecting it as much. But when a new technology comes, they will feel the importance of it, and the standard of the traveling would be increased, and it would also put us on a global stage that yes, India is adopting to a new technology that is been implemented in only few or handful countries, but India is opting it with such a huge population and with a huge demand. So That is my point, that we have several things to look forward to. We cannot be just stuck on the basic thing that we already have and focus on that only. We have to continuously start grow from we already are on the verge of becoming a developed nation. Like, I know it will take time, but we are thinking about it
We
very
are
soon.
not on the verge of become. We are on the
Yeah, so
verge of beginning to
wait,
become a developed country. Because
yeah,
for
so
developed country, you will need 12.5 thousand dollar per capita, and India is standing at 2.5 thousand dollar per capita
yeah, so
or
I am saying
3,000.
that we are thinking about it to become a developed nation. So for that we have to increase our standards
To
and we have to move on to the
become a
yeah,
developed nation, first thing India will be needing to improve is that civic sense of people. You have seen the recent videos of that Vande Bharat train, that people
yeah,
are cows are going between them, and people are crossing the roads when Vande Bharat is coming, or people are throwing trash on the train and damaging
yeah.
the
So
front part. So how can
I
you
saw
say
they are
that
breaking the windows. Yeah.
India people will respect bullet train?
Okay, so let's see. If we take the example of flights, do you see the same kind of garbage and
Because
same kind of spitting it?
because the people who are affording flights, they are well educated, and they are having a good income, and that's why they are having that good civic sense.
So
That's
middle
why they
class
are not there
also
probably
travels
problem of
from
civic
the
sense.
middle class also travels from the trains, and also they travel from the flight. But if we give them an alternative, that this is a better technology that has cost in between.
But that
Uh,
alternative will cost you around 88 lakh crores.
so that is the
That,
initial investment.
and
That is the
that
initial.
initial investment is for only 1 to 2 routes, and that route is also not very far. Ahmedabad to Mumbai is not very far. And if you will think of Kolkata to Hyderabad, then the track cost, the land cost, because for bullet train you will be definitely needing a separate track, and not only separate track,
Hmm.
you will be needed a proper that enclosed track. Because if you will open train track in a field, then you know what people will do with that. So you will be needing a ultra costly track, and then the train cost, then the operation of that train, and then maintaining them, and then ticket fares also. There's a lot of much investment, not only from government side, from people side also, and from authorization also. So not authorization, organizations also. So that's really a very big deal if India will be completely shifting to bullet train. Because if India will highly focus on bullet train, then what will happen with that old tracks or old train networks which we have built over the years? And we are also not very proudly, but we are mentioning that India has the largest train network in the world. And to replace that, this is not a task of 10 years, 15 years. This will be a task of 100 to 150 years, because Japan has is not building bullet trains from 20 years, 10 years. They are building it from 50, 60 years. And that's why they are now at a level of global bullet train advancement, and they are achieving many records with that. So to achieve that and compete with that, India will be really needing a lot of money. And now, at this point of time, on the verge of beginning of a developed country, India will cannot afford that much amount of money for bullet train, which only few people will be able to afford. So yeah, that's my point for
Yeah, so
this.
I'm reading a fact here that the total budget of 2025 for railways was 2,65,200 crores. So you see, on this much amount is just for maintaining a existing